Hey everyone, I'm Georgie, and if you've never come across my blog, my page, or anything else about me in the past, I have a blog called a life of a language student.com, and this is my first video on it, so be nice. I'll try and make it as interesting as possible. Today I'm going to do a video about an app that I found called HelloTalk. As I am a language student, I understand when we want to practice our languages more, sitting at home with a textbook or just a newspaper may not be as interesting or make us feel that we're learning as best as we can. And it doesn't really give us the opportunity to be in a real life situation. And from being in China and Spain for the past year, I've definitely realised the benefits of speaking to the natives and meeting loads of people who do speak Spanish and Chinese and practicing with them. So this app, HelloTalk, is basically a WhatsApp, Facebook Messenger, iMessage, message texting platform that also helps us with our languages. First, I'm going to show you guys a walkthrough. It's really basic. I'm just going to show you the features that the app has, what it's like, and what you're able to do with it. And then I'm just going to say why I like it, why I've downloaded it, and why I decided to make a video about it. So, enjoy! This is the main page once you've signed up. So the first one is all your conversations that you have active. At the bottom, you can see that there are four options. There's HelloTalk, there's partners. So these are the people that you accept and chat to. You can also set up a group chat. Then there is search, where you can search for people to talk to. And the last one is settings. So in this, you can edit your profile, your account settings, chat settings, notifications, and who can find me. And that's all quite useful. Profile, this is yours. Well, this is mine. And so there's me, there's a language I can speak, there's a language I'm learning. This are all the things I've done towards my language. So learning points below it, the number that has 29, that's translations. Turning the foreign language or characters into English is next to it. And you can have a little self-introduction as well. So I've written mine in Chinese, hopefully to, get more Chinese people to understand me. So now back at the home page, at the top there is the grammar book. And this is when someone's corrected your grammar or you've corrected theirs. So this is corrected. So it will come across as a message like this in your conversation. And other ones as well. I haven't done any of those though. Then there is the green button, which is translation, where you can translate. So you click on there and you can pick a variety of languages. And you do that with the other side. You press that and you type in a message that you may want to send, want to know how to send. And that comes up. And when you want to bin anything on the screen, you just click the bin and press delete. The next one is language exchange. This is set up when you have a conversation with someone. You choose to do a language exchange that can be 5 minutes long, 10 minutes long, and there are other options as well. At the moment, Lewis and I have one, 5 minutes of each language. This means that we have to send voice messages that will add up to 5 minutes each in both English and Spanish. So here's us trying. And at the top you can see talk exchange, 5 minutes. There's English, so we have to speak in English first. And when that's full, it moves on to the Spanish. And it's quite good actually. It means it encourages you to speak and I really enjoy it. And the last one is Notepad. So this is how you can communicate with HelloTalk. And it also means you can practice as well. So if you want to practice sending a message, then or seeing, say for example, let's record one. So, hello, how are you? Comes up, and it will read it out. And what you can do is message to writing. Ta-da! It's amazing. And you can just do this all day long to yourself if you wanted to. How about we try it in German? There you go. I have no idea if that's correct. I'm sorry, I'm not German. But there it is for practice or anything else. Any explanation as to how to do anything. So that's basically HelloTalk. I hope that was clear. And what I love about this app is that it's promoting communication, and not just written communication, speaking. And that is the most important part of learning any language on this planet. If you're able to speak it, even if it's just basic sentences, but with confidence, what more do you need? The rest will follow. And this app means that you can start to learn to do that and start to have confidence in your own speaking skill. In the language exchange, you have to send voice messages. So in the bars at the top, they only move along and only say you've been practicing the language if you send the voice messages. And that, to me, is amazing, because there's hardly ever a time when you're learning a language to actually speak with a native, to actually have a conversation with someone. And even though it's not the same as sitting across someone at a coffee table, it's more than just sitting and watching a film and trying to take in the vocabulary and, hear how they speak. Because I always find that our listening and our reading skills are a lot better than our writing and speaking. So that is a great thing about this app, and I really recommend that you do it, even if it's really scary. Just send short messages to start with. So all those silly questions I was on about, ask them. Don't write it, speak it, because that is the way you learn the best. And hey, when you're in a foreign country, you're not exactly going to write what you want to say to all the people you need to talk to, hey? You're going to want to speak to them, so might as well start with an app where you can. What I'd warn you about this app is the translation is not amazing. It's still obviously being improved, but it's just like Google Translate is, or other translation websites. It doesn't do everything properly, Translators don't know the ins and outs of grammar. They don't know the way a sentence really should be ordered. They just translate kind of each word individually with a gist, with a kind of basic understanding of the sentence, but it may not give you the right thing. However, if you are a beginner and the translator will obviously help you, just make sure that you find people who are, one, native at the language you want to learn, but also have a high level in English, so that they can somewhat understand all of your questions. And also it does mean that you are able to ask them a lot more than you would if you are someone who had a very basic level of English. So just be careful, really. All in all, the translator, it does work, and most of the time it is really good. It's just the minute you ask quite a complicated sentence, or you want to say something that is actually quite difficult to say in the other language, then that's where you may encounter some problems. But hey, this app is meant to be about talking, so just ask the people you're talking to, because they may be way better than any dictionary, grammar book, or translator that you could ever find. So what I've always done is I've typed out what I want to say in English and I translate it into the foreign language, and then I copy what has been written in the foreign language and paste it back into the translator and translate it back to English, because then you really see what the meaning is. Sometimes they're exactly the same and it feels like a winning moment because it's all correct, there's nothing wrong, it's beautiful. But then there are many moments where it just shifts the meaning of the sentence, and that can be really confusing for the person receiving it. So just take your time, I think, and if it's not giving you what you want it to, maybe ask the person yourself and say, okay, how on earth do I say what I want to say? Or this is what I want to say, how do I correct it? Because there is a grammar aspect to this app as well, as you've seen. So they will happily correct your grammar, and then you can always go back and look at it on the separate tab. So just be wary of using the translator. That's the biggest thing. The only other slight disadvantage actually about this app is for people who know more than one language or want to learn more than one language. So for example, my friends and I at university, we all study a European language of Chinese. There are also others who study a European language in Russian or a multiple of European languages. And with this app, we can only say that we're learning one. So you can write in your person description, I can also speak French or Spanish or, I don't know, Swedish. But you won't come up on people's feeds just because that one language you have set is a language it searches by. So I would recommend my friend, he's Mexican, he can speak English pretty much fluently, and he would like to learn any other language. So he's actually put himself as his native language is English, and the language he wants to learn in whatever level appropriate. So if you are pretty good at a language, to say I could put Spanish as mine, then put Chinese, it means that hopefully I would meet a Chinese person who wants to learn Spanish, and hopefully we can learn off each other in those two foreign languages. So for me, that's two foreign languages in one. I don't have to do anything to do with English, and that's great. But of course, that doesn't work for everyone, and it does make it more complicated. If you don't know the first language enough, it's going to cause problems later, probably. So yeah, those are my only two pieces of advice. Be wary of translation, and be aware that, you can't have multiple languages selected. So it means that you can only really, unless you really spend loads of time looking for the right people, you can only practice one language at once. So yeah. So all in all, I think that HelloTalk is a really good app for languages, whether you learn them, study them at school, or you learn them for fun, or you just want to speak to new people. It's a great way for us to practice and learn in such an active way as well, where we're meeting proper people and creating a bigger network in this big wide world. And you never know, it may end up one day that you go to their country and you meet with them, or they come to you and you've got another friend. And that's an amazing thing to experience and have. And it's amazing that we can do that in the international world that we have today. So go ahead and download it. You can do it on iPhone or Android. I'll link the website below for you to go have a look for yourself and see what they're all about. And yeah, I really hope you enjoy it as much as I do. So thank you ever so much for taking the time to watch my video. I hope it was okay to watch. It was straightforward, and you've learned a lot about HelloTalk, and maybe you'll go and use it. If you do, let me know your experiences. Feel free to comment below on what you liked about this video, what you disliked, or anything else you have to say. And I hope you have a great day, guys. Thanks. Bye.